Hello AT&T, if you're watching this video, that is great because you've taken the first step towards resolving my issue. Now for everybody else that may be curious, please feel free to watch this video too. I have not included any personal information, so don't worry about that. Now what I'm going to do is break it down step by step. We're going to cut right into it here. First of all, I've been a happy AT&T customer for, oh gosh, well over 10 or 15 years I think. And at one point I even had AT&T internet, and I was happy with the internet and the mobile service. Now it's rubbish, and I'm going to talk through in great detail here. And by the way, send me a message, include your direct contact number. I don't want to go through your IVR and, oh well, we're sorry, we can't transfer you to so and so, they're not working now. I don't want any of that. If you want to resolve my issue, AT&T, give me your direct contact number. You can send it to me directly. Just go to facebook.com/IRIXGuy if you don't want to post it publicly within the YouTube comments. And if you do, that's fine. I can respond to that as well. But if you want to send it to me directly, go to facebook.com/IRIXGuy. Now I'm going to tell you, I had I've got an extensive background in the customer service industry, and your product is pathetic. It didn't used to be, but it is now. So here's my situation. And this, I'm going to track back, just to keep it current, I'm going to track back to February of the year 2024. So February and the months leading up until July, my bill for two lines, two cell phones, they're iPhones, that doesn't matter. My bill was $178.06 per month, which is still high, but I did receive, I'd received it for several years, HBO Max streaming service. Now obviously that's not why I used your cell phones. At that point in time, I thought, well, AT&T has a good network. I've been all over the Caribbean with my AT&T cell phone, and it's been a reliable experience from a communications perspective. I'm not talking about customer service, talking about the reliability of the network and being able to place calls, receive calls with minimal drops. So that part was acceptable. So February 2024 until July, I was at $178.06 for two lines. Then in July, wow, it jumped by $30.17, got up to $208.23. That's when it got my attention. I'm like, this is unacceptable. There is no reason that a person should spend that much for two phone lines, two mobile lines. That's unacceptable, absolutely unacceptable, especially when you're looking at your competitors. Right now, off the top of my head, I could go to a competitor, get the first line for around $40 a month, and the second line I think for $20. So 40 plus 20 is 60, and even after taxes, that's comfortably below $100 a month, $100 US a month. And this is $208.23, absolutely unacceptable. And then after speaking with your quote-unquote loyalty department and being assured that, oh, we're gonna resolve your issue, and the rate they had quoted, and this was kind of fishy, but I had to add, to get this rate, I had to add two additional lines, two lines I wasn't even going to use, but my iPhones use eSIM, so I'm like, okay, well, if I got to put these two lines on there and not even use them, who cares? But I knew there was probably something shady going on, and well, I found that out. We're going to get to that here in a minute. But I was promised, and let me pull up my notes here to keep myself honest. I'm always honest, but to keep my facts straight while I converse here. So I was promised, after speaking with customer retention, that I would be at $146 per month. So it was actually four lines because I had to add the two additional. So the two that I'm actually using with two physical iPhones and then two additional phone numbers that I'm not even going to use. But I was promised $146 per month, locked for a term of 36 months with unlimited data and hotspots. So that, yes, high, but at least I can ride it out a little bit before I ditch AT&T and move both of my phones to a competitor. But what I got, and the month after that was expected to be, they said it how as eloquently as they could, but basically implied that the next month the the rate was going to look goofy, and it did. It was horrible. So the next month, so that was July, that I said was $208.23, $208.23. August was $260.70. So that was, you know, they had already set the stage that that month's going to be messed up, and that's ridiculous. That's unacceptable. If I was running your business, I would be embarrassed. So that was August. So then I'm like, okay, well, they've messed this up. Now how are they going to dig themselves out of the proverbial grave? Well, they didn't, because September, $220.04. So at the time of filming this video, I am so irritated. I am extremely irritated because I called your contact center. It's pitiful. You get on hold. You gotta talk through all of the what do you call it? The IVR, the interactive voice response. But now you've got all that, you know, non-human agent. It's so annoying. And even after saying operator, representative, operator, representative, operator, representative, even after saying that repeatedly and finally getting someone on the phone, the person I get on the phone is not much better than a gatekeeper. Their hands are tied. They don't have access to the systems they need. And they're like, well, we'll transfer you to loyalty. So after I wasted time navigating through your IVR, which is junk, after I got on the phone with the, let's call him the gatekeeper, let's keep it frank and honest here, they couldn't do anything. So I wasted time on the phone with them. And then I got on hold. We're going to transfer you to loyalty department. Okay, I'll hold. Over 1 hour. And this, keep in mind, this was an hour after I had spoken with the initial agent that was transferring me to loyalty department. And I know it was still an active call because you had your music on hold, blah, blah, blah. And then you even embedded ads while I'm waiting on hold, which really just sent the wrong message to me being the customer that you really don't care. So I waited over an hour. Nobody ever got on, so I hung up. So I called back today, and I did get a good agent on the phone today. Now here's what I've negotiated today. I have, and I keep it all documented. By the way, you don't even give a case number, so you make it difficult for the customer that asks. Always ask for a case number. Like I said, I've been involved with the call center industry for many years. I know how to run a highly functional call center that makes customers feel happy. Yours makes me feel just very upset, as you can tell by this video. But today I did get somebody on the phone, and the tall and narrow was that, okay, we got to get this fixed. You sound like you're a confident person. I know your hands are tied. I know you probably hate AT&T as much as I do, even though you work for AT&T. But what can you do? So the end result of this call, and I won't go into all the minutia, was that if I remove these 2 lines, keep in mind I added 2 lines that I didn't even want, but I added those 2 lines that I don't even use just to get the monthly bill lowered, which it wasn't, as I just illustrated. I've gotten, it's ridiculous. But I was told at the end of the call today that if I remove the 2 lines, that I would, and this is, so that's removing 2 lines. I've got my existing 2 iPhones with 1 number each, which is what I want. That my monthly bill would be $141.58 before taxes and fees, which is still unacceptable. Because at the start of this video, and I was at 40 or 50, I think it was 40 and then 20, I can go with a competitor, and I can have both my phones, my iPhones, at the competitor for around $60 US a month before taxes and fees. And surely there's not enough fees and taxes to bump the competitor's price even to the $100 a month US mark. And even after all of this haggling and all of this frustration as a customer, I'm still being quoted. And keep in mind, this was not loyalty department today. This was just standard agent. I'm going to get to the loyalty piece here in a minute. But $141.58. So then I said, okay, well, let's get somebody on the phone that can make this happen. You know, because I tried to cancel the 2 lines. I don't have access. You know, that's the loyalty department that can cancel the lines. I said, so you've told me the numbers. You've told me you can't do what I want you to do. I'm the customer. I'm always right. And you're telling me I'm going to have to wait. When is the loyalty department available? And what is the AT&T Loyalty Department's direct number? Well, their number is the mobility, but you got to call mobility and then they'll transfer you to loyalty. There's not a direct number for loyalty. Okay, well, what are the hours of operation for the loyalty department? Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. Eastern. So that begs the question, and AT&T's burying themselves even deeper. Why, when I called and wasted over an hour of my time waiting on hold for the loyalty department that never got on the line, why would they have even transferred me, quote unquote, transferred me to the loyalty department knowing that that was a Sunday? Because what the agent told me today is that the loyalty department's only available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So AT&T, you intentionally wasted an hour of my time, and my time is valuable. I value myself at several $100 US per hour. And you wasted several $100 on top of all of these astronomically high bills that are not the bills that I was promised I would, not the rate I was promised that I would be receiving. It's unacceptable on so many levels. So the takeaway at the time of filming this video is that I've got the number for AT&T Mobility before I got off the phone with the agent today, and I won't recite it within this video because I do value privacy, but I said, okay, may I have a case number? I want to make sure this conversation's documented. You know, run around, can't give case numbers. I said, but they did say my name is, and I'm not going to say their name, and that all that I've got to do when I call the loyalty department, again, AT&T should be calling me, I'm the customer, but I've got to inconvenience myself to remind myself, number one, to call the AT&T department, which is not going to be hard because I don't spend money frivolously, and I'm spending a lot of money I shouldn't be spending right now. Number two, I will be calling because I want to get this taken care of. I wasted too much time and money already. So I will be calling, but a good company would have said, okay, well, sir, our loyalty department opens at 9 on Monday. We will take note and have them call you back. Not even an option. Pathetic, poor, unacceptable customer service experience. So anyway, I said, okay, well, and I recited the person's name just to confirm. And I want to make sure this is in the notes because I don't want to be given the runaround when and if I do get on the phone with the AT&T loyalty department. Just to confirm, after the loyalty department removes the 2 lines that I don't want, after those 2 lines are removed, my monthly bill will then be $141.58 before tax and fees. And the agent confirmed. And then I reconfirmed with the agent just to reconfirm, did you notate that dollar amount within the ticket so that when loyalty department reads the ticket that I don't have to reinvent the wheel and waste more time explaining myself, waste their time looking up the rates. You've already done your due diligence based upon our conversation today, and it's all documented. And the agent assured me, yes, it's documented in the ticket. Now, at the time of posting this video, I have not yet spoken with the loyalty department. I am beyond furious. This is steering me away from AT&T as a customer. And like I said, I've been a customer, I forget how many years, 10, 15 plus years potentially, and I used to use AT&T Internet as well. But this is so unacceptable, not just the price, but just the absolutely, there's a bee coming after me, man. Even the bees are upset. But absolutely unacceptable as a customer. I've been treated like filth. And I don't care if it's a cell phone plan. I don't care if I'm going to buy a bag of bird seed. I mean, that's not even a good analogy. But my point is that a customer should never be treated like this, especially when a company is charging such an astronomical amount. And, as I mentioned earlier, I can go to the competitor for a fraction of the price. So, AT&T, and I hope your CEO is watching this, and if they haven't, have he or she watch it from start to finish, because I want y'all to hear how just terrible your business is. And like I said, historically, I did enjoy your network. It was a reliable experience, both the home internet And the mobile phone, even when I was in the Caribbean, it was very reliable. So I'll give you that. But the quality of the network does not excuse this type of behavior. I've been mistreated as a customer. I've lost hours of my time. I've still got overages on my bills that should not be there. So I've wasted my time, which is money. And like I said, I value myself at several $100 US per hour. So I've already wasted, at this point, well over $1,000 or so. I mean, it's unacceptable. I've still got to fight with y'all to get my bills corrected. And then here's the other thing. Unless AT&T, you're watching this and you want to retain a customer retention department, then I'm going to have to transfer all of this to a competitor, which means then I've got to come back to your poor customer service department and request that I have because at that point I would have two lines, one line with each of the two iPhones that I would be transferring. Then I've got to come back and say, okay, I've got to unlock these two devices so that they're eligible to be moved to my competitor that offers a somewhat palatable monthly cell phone bill for this point in time. So I got to go through all that. Now, if you really cared about me and you cared about your customers and word of mouth advertising, which, I mean, this video, I'm not the biggest YouTuber, but I'm close to 100,000 subscribers, and I've got, I think, around 70 million video views. So this has reach. And if I cared about my company's reputation, I would try to make a customer like me happy. So does that mean you offer me a grandfathered rate that is below the competitor's monthly price? I don't know. What can you do? What can you do? And right now, it's blatantly obvious that you can't do anything because your customer service department does not have the access to the tools that they need to service the customer. Absolutely unacceptable, AT&T. So I look forward to your response. Again, share this with everybody within your AT&T organization. Share it with somebody that can and is willing to help and make things right. Because if you can and you do make things right, I'll be more than happy to post a video explaining, okay, here's how the issue was resolved, if you want me to do that. Not required, but if you want me to, I can. But I am, as you can tell, I am extremely upset. So show me that you care about your customers. This is a challenge. AT&T, show me that you care. Because right now, for me, y'all don't care at all. I mean, that is what I've gathered from my quote-unquote customer service experience with AT&T. Thanks for watching, and again, you can post your direct contact info below if you want to. Keep in mind that would be able to be viewed by the public. If you want to send me your direct, and I emphasize direct contact info. I'm not going to call a call center number and wait on hold. I'll call it toll free if you need me to dial an extension, that's fine. But, you know, don't give me that runaround. But if you're really willing and able to help, you can reach out to me directly. Go to facebook.com/IRixGuy, and you can send me a direct message there if you don't want it to be public. If you want it to be public, that's your choice. Post it below, because I'll be happy to call, and hopefully you can resolve my issue.